Okay, right. So this is Levi Erickson. This is my final text-based game, right here. So as you may have already seen the gameplay, we've got 10 rooms: parking lot, ticket booth, the bathroom, the bar, the stage front, the uh, backstage, the alley, the dumpster, the green room, and the patio. This is my main program, and this is where all those rooms are laid out and the movements around those rooms. I'm actually doing a recording instead of screenshots because there's so much there. So here's my second array. This is the items you can collect: wristband, drink, change, metal bar, change again, ticket stub, bottle cap, and flyer. And this is how these things, the items you can collect, your position, inputs, and responses. So in the main method, these are the movements that the player will make. We can accept lowercase or uppercase or a mixture of the two. Um, and our loops that allow us to move from place to place. We've got some color prompts going on here for different things going on. Here's our inventory and our quit function, and just kind of our main setup of the whole game, and our or user input for their name. So what I did, um, basically, whatever room there is something happening, I made a separate class. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but I made a separate class for the rooms that something happens. So right here, I guess, is your generic class. Um, Basically, this is the entry event, and what you see is, you make your way through the crowd, et cetera, et cetera. You start off in the parking lot, and that's where you are invited to take an item that will get you in. So we've got wristband. That's the one we want. There's also a flyer and a ticket stub. Trying to use one of those items will not get you in. The next room, the only room you can get to is, if you look at the program, the only room you can get to from the parking lot is set up to be uh, room or slot 1 in the array, which is the ticket booth, because the parking lot is slot 0. This is where you have a conversation tree with the doorman, and you are meant to show him the wristband. If you show him anything that's not the wristband, it doesn't work. So from there, you can either go to the bathroom, which nothing really happens in the bathroom, or the bar, which is where you are prompted to order a drink. And if you don't, you're basically coerced to do that. Once that's, and you can't move out of the bar area until you order a drink. So um, that will allow you to go to the stage front, where there's another conversation tree with just a random showgoer who's a big fan of the band, and you can either uh, compliment the band or disparage the band, and you'll get a different response depending on what your response is. From the stage, you can either go to the green room, which nothing really happens, or backstage, which also nothing really happens. But from backstage, you can go to the alley, and the alley you get locked out. So once again, if you look at here, the alley, you can only go in one direction. That takes you to the dumpster, which is where you will find an item a metal bar that you'll need to get back in, and it will also help you get out of the whole game. Surviving the game. I don't know if winning is. I don't know. You win this game by getting out. So once you find yourself back in, you can navigate back through the backstage area, to the front stage area. You don't have to talk to the guy again. And then you can, the only place you haven't gone to yet is the patio. So once again, this is an area where if you explore it a little bit, you will see that you have an opportunity to use one of your items, the metal bar, to pry open what's already started to be a gap in the fence so you can slip away. But as any good patron would do, since you are leaving them with your tab, we're highly suggesting you come back and settle your tab up. But that is the rundown of the code. Once again, I'm not sure if doing a separate class for every room is the best way to do it, but it works. And as you may have seen the gameplay, all the events that are meant to happen and trigger are working just fine. There are definitely some edges to smooth out on this game, but I think generally speaking, it pretty much fulfills the requirements.